What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for the day, and the Detroit Lions game. That game was very, very bad last night. That game was really bad. Lions threw so many interceptions. There was a last minute pass interference that didn't get called, and if that pass interference did get called, if you guys watched the game, you know what I mean. There was a blatant pass interference, and the Texans could have just got the first down, ran the ball, and then kicked a field goal and won the game. If that pass interference does end up getting called, which it should have gotten called, then Goff wouldn't have actually had one more pass attempt. He had one more pass attempt really late in the game to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and it ends up pushing his entry at 30. Okay, so Goff ends up pushing right here. Gibbs had a ton of rush attempts. Really, really weird game. I mean, they fed Gibbs just for the fact that Goff, every time he threw, it was like a 50-50 chance that it was going to get intercepted. So, at the end of the day, I'm glad that at least we're set up for tonight. It would have been nice to, obviously, the call to go the right way. Like, the call needs to be right. I don't really know what else to say. Like, I like watching football. I like watching the NFL, but when the calls have been so bad recently, it's just bad. I don't know. Like, it's just been a bad product this year in the NFL, which is disappointing because I'm normally an NFL guy, and I feel like college football has just way blown it out of the water this year. But at the end of the day, we are set up for tonight. Also, these are the lines now. So if you got Stafford at this line, if you got Kyron Williams at 17.5, his line is now 15.5. So that's always good to see. And then Matt Stafford's line is like 7 yards lower than it is before. So we got really good value getting it at these lines here. I told you guys they were a little bit inflated. So that's good to see there. Also, right here, this was a play that I sent out on my VIP right here. So these lines came out, and I was, looking at lines. It was Sunday, so I had a lot of time to look for lines for you guys. I always, spend a lot of time trying to get the best lines for you guys on something like Counter-Strike. And this guy's line right here was 21.5. So I took the under. Based on my estimate, I thought his line should have been like 17 to 17.5. So I'm like, oh, obviously, if I think his line should be like 17.5 and his line is 21.5, I'm going to take the under, okay? He ends up getting 19 headshots in these 3 games. So all 3 games in total, he gets 19 headshots. So by the way, that is like 2 headshots lower than the line was actually set right here, right? So they end up playing the game at like 3 a.m. I don't watch the game, obviously, because I'm asleep, and it ends up DMPing, and I'm looking at the guy's headshot line when I wake up. I'm looking at his thing. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, he literally played the game. So I go to PrizePicks' support, right? And I'm like, what happened? This guy played the game. I send them the link and everything, and he goes, oh, well, actually, this was a board error, and his line should have been 15.5, and we messed up. So what we're going to do is we're just going to completely just cancel the slip, like you didn't even place it, right? So based on me being very good at betting and knowing that this guy's line should have been 3, 4, 5 headshots lower, I'm getting punished for it, and I'm getting refunded my money. And you can see this other guy that this other guy's line was not messed up. I took his under right here, and he got 23 kills. So just because I'm good at betting, and I know what I'm doing, and I know this guy's line should have been like 17, I get punished for it. We get refunded this entry for some reason, and PrizePicks messed up. So PrizePicks just so scummy. They scam people. They prey on people, and they prey on people to think that they can make money just throwing random entries together and stuff like that without correlation, and they come back around, and even when you do win, they still don't let you win. So this guy should have been 19 headshots, and he ended up not getting that. He ended up he did get that. He just DMP'd. They canceled the entry for some reason. So just insane. I mean, PrizePicks, it just makes me want to beat them more. Like, I'm so ready to just have a day where we just absolutely go off. These were more entries from yesterday on the VIP. Really just haven't been liking betting on NFL this year, I won't lie. I have been liking doing these under completions and then over rush attempts. The only reason this entry didn't hit is because the Eagles were beating Dallas so bad they subbed in their backups in the start of the fourth quarter. Kenny Pickett came in, Gainwell came in, like all the backups came in, which obviously I thought that the Eagles were going to beat Dallas, and I thought Hurts was going to pass the ball less, and then Barkley was going to run the ball less, and Barkley definitely would have got this in the fourth quarter. They would have ran like 10 times. At the end of the day, this guy missed by 1 anyway, so it doesn't matter. Same thing here. Goff, he ended up getting that last pass, and that put him over, but this guy also just went down. So then we hit this 2-man. We should have hit 2 2-mans, but it is what it is, right? Scrolling through my past entries, it's been so frustrating because I looked at that today, and there's been so many entries that we should have won. If you guys saw yesterday's video, I went over it, but there were so many 3 out of 4s, so many 2 out of 4s where if I just paired them differently, it would have went a different way, and we could have been up like I don't know, at least 10 units on Saturday. But it's just crazy because the last Saturday we had a record-breaking day, up 50 units, and then, or like 45 units. And then this Saturday, we just like everything, all the pairs are in different combinations, stuff like that. And it's just frustrating because we could have had a good day. Yeah, college football, I can't complain. It's been really, really, really good. So let's go ahead and get into today's play for the day. It's going to go back to NFL. And just as I'm, talking about the NFL and how bad it's been and taking the unders, I'm actually going to take the overs in this game. I do think that this Miami versus Rams game has the potential to be a shootout, okay? And I don't say that often in the NFL. I think really the two games that had the potential to be a shootout this week were the Bengals-Ravens game, and I took a lot of passing in that game. And then, maybe Lions-Texans as well last night. And that was definitely I don't know what to consider that game. That game was just horrible. But I will say the Rams are not very good against passes. They I don't know. They're just not very good against passes. They have a really bad pass defense, especially against receiver ones. So they played the Raiders, I think, 2-3 weeks ago. Brock Bowers went off. They played the Seahawks last week. Jackson Smith and Jigba went off. He got 180 yards. And then they played the Vikings, I think, 2 weeks ago. So 3 weeks ago, they played Brock Bowers. He did amazing. 2 weeks ago, they played Justin Jefferson. He did amazing. And then 1 week ago, they played Jackson Smith and Jigba, who was actually the number one receiver that week on the Seahawks, because DK Metcalf was out, and Jackson Smith and Jigba went off as well. So I'm thinking Tyreek Hill, the main pass catcher of this offense, is going to also go off, as well as Tua. We also took the unders yesterday, so we're kind of getting both sides of the coin here. So if it is a shootout, then we should hit the overs. If it's not a shootout, then we should hit the unders in that other game and catch this Goff, Gibbs, Stafford, Williams one, as long as you guys tailed this yesterday. So this is very correlated at the bottom here. We have Tua, Hill. So if Tua throws a 70-yard pass to Tyreek, which is very possible, then Tua is going to get 70 yards and Tyreek is going to get 70 yards. So these things are very correlated together. Same thing here with Counter-Strike. So this is a little bit harder to explain because it's not as intuitive, because I would just guess less people watch Counter-Strike than the NFL. But at the end of the day here, we do have correlated Counter-Strike, which is something that I love to bet on. We have the guy Freshie right here to go under map 1 headshots at 6.5. And then we have all three of these guys on the team M80 to go under right here. So how this works is the shorter a game is, the less kills that happen in Counter-Strike. The longer a game is, the more kills that happen in Counter-Strike. So we're hoping for a shorter game in this game. M80 is heavily favored. I think M80 should be able to end this game very quickly. And when you end a game quickly, not many kills happen, because the quicker a game ends, the less rounds that happen, the less kills that happen, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. If you've never played Counter-Strike, that's fine. I'm trying to explain it as best I can, but just know these things are very correlated. And if a shorter game does happen, less kills should happen. If a longer game happens, then more kills should happen, okay? Actually, by the way, this game right here actually went into double overtime, okay? Even though this guy, whatever his name is, he only got 33 kills, so he barely went over. This guy got 23, right? Because this guy did a lot better, but this game did go into double overtime. So this guy was kind of the worst on his team, and he still went over. So yeah, very correlated up here, very correlated down here. That is what I do on this channel, and that is why we are profitable when you look over a large span of bets. This is about 160 days of betting right here. Over, what is that, 1,700 bets, and I would say 800, 900 of those are Counter-Strike bets, and we're up 350, 340 units in that time frame right there. So very profitable. If you guys want to get my VIP, the best way to do that is to download an app that I have. You should see stand.store in my bio. And I am not doing the Bet Online promo anymore, you guys. So the best way to do it is going to be with Sleeper, with Rebet, with Parlay Play, Chalkboard, or Better, okay? So if any of those apps, if you don't have any of those apps, text me right here, my number on the screen, and I will get you guys my code or my link to sign up for those apps. All you're going to have to do with any of those apps is put $10 into those apps, and then once you do that, send me a screenshot that you did that, and I will get you guys 1 free month of my VIP. Again, Sleeper's a great app to do because they send out a lot of promos, but also you can do the same thing with Better right here, and that would be the same thing. So we also have a better entry today. Kyron Williams, he's discounted to 0.5 rush receiving touchdowns. His line's normally 1.5. I feel like that's a little bit high, but Kyron Williams, he does score a lot, so I'm going to take this promo. There's also a promo for Wimby, I believe, so you guys could take that too. And I am going to take DeRozan under 24.5 points right here in today's game. and I'm going to hop into the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer and show you guys how I found that play. All right, so here we are on the Fantasy Optimizer under the Better Picks tab. Going to go ahead and click refresh here. It looks like I think DeRozan unfortunately did get bumped. It was a really good play, but actually these lines up here are a lot better plays. So Schroeder, if you can get this is probably going to bump in the next 5 minutes. So you probably can't get this, but you can see pretty much what this optimizer does is finds lines that are off. So Schroeder, for example, his line is 20.5 on Better, and on FanDuel his line's 18.5. On MGM his line is 19.5. Caesars 19.5. Bovada 18.5. So and then ESPN bet his line is 19.5. So all 5 of these books have his line lower than 20.5 in some way, shape, or form. They either have him at 18.5 or 19.5. So that means his line is very good right here on Better. Now, again, Better knows this, and they're probably going to bump his line. So that's what the optimizer does. There it is. It's gone, right? So if you can be quick enough, you can use optimizers like this to make a ton of money. But it kind of sucks because I have to then like upload this video to you guys. But if you guys take anything in the yellow, that's also going to be really good. So the same thing kind of applies for all of these picks. All this optimizer does is it just shows you the best picks on the board right now on Better, and you can pair them up with promos and make a ton of money just using promos. So for example, Zach LaVine, same thing here. Points over 18.5 is on Better. All of these other books, how many books is that? Like 10 other books. His line is 19.5. So take Zach LaVine. You could also take Colby White. Same thing here. His line's 23.5 points assists, and all of these other books have him at 22.5. So these slight differences, they make a ton of difference, right, over the long term. So thank you guys for watching. You guys can get this optimizer in my description with code detective. Thank you guys for watching. Let's try to destroy PrizePicks this week. I mean, they've really been getting on my last nerve. Yeah, let's have a good week this week, you guys. Let's stay positive, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.